Hey, I'm Lindsay.
This is Joe.
And this is the 40 Ounce Podcast. Get money. Sorry, having trouble.
Don't worry, there will be music over this whole thing.
Good. Because I'm already ruining everything.
All right, guys. This is a podcast first. Steve is unavailable today to record because he is in the upcoming Source Festival in DC. If you live in DC, you should really check it out. Google it. I don't know what the website is, but it starts tomorrow. So, and it goes for a while. It's a festival. Do you know anything about it?
I think it goes until July. So you have plenty of time, so there's no rush really if you have things to do. Yeah,
it's on the weekends probably. We don't know a lot about it, but he's in a couple of things, so check him out. That's the first thing we've been able to plug.
I feel like you
from
always
the podcast
kind of manage. Related to the podcast.
Yeah, right.
You kind of always manage to put in some kind of brand.
Oh yeah, we plug brands all the time. We're drinking Budweiser.
Yeah, today we're drinking.
Straight up Budweiser. 40 ounces of it.
They don't even tell you how many calories are in this.
Believe me, I'm doing you a favor with this. I figured I've never known a girl to drink a 40 in half an hour.
Yeah, I've never had a 40 in any amount of time.
What?
No. I decided to reveal that on air.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because I knew it would elicit a reaction, yes.
Well, I'm sorry.
So.
You should know that you should just keep up the pace at all times, basically.
Well, I got through the thin part. Now it's like the bulk of the actual bottle.
Yeah. Just basically anytime you're not talking, be drinking. You will burp. Just don't worry about it.
So I hear from your podcast.
Yeah, that's one of the things we teach you. And we have to be careful about setting them down on this table because we're recording in an unorthodox way today. So there'll be a lot of background noise. Well, yeah. You'll deal with it.
You'll find a way. Oh God, I already feel them rising. It shouldn't be any different than a can of, it's just cans of beer.
It's just a number of cans of beer.
A number of cans.
Yeah. You're not drinking.
Oh, yeah. Rough stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be like that. I commend you.
Yeah, no, I decided to try it.
Taking up the challenge.
Yeah, it's a high-stakes situation.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, assume girls can't drink a lot of beer or whatever.
Yeah, no, a lot of times people will assume that you're not going to drink your beer and, take it or just help themselves to it.
What?
It happened.
Guys do?
Yeah, they'll just, assume that your beer is their beer if it's, a friend of yours.
A chivalrous thing?
I don't know if it's, a protecting me thing or if it's, not respecting
me
thing.
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind
is
of
it ever as a flirting technique at all?
Alrighty.
Because that would be really misguided.
No, I wouldn't recommend trying to flirt that way.
Yeah.
You could actually do some field work.
Well, this is funny because, it's been a very male podcast so far.
Very mellow podcast.
So it'd be, I guess it's fun to get a female perspective on all sorts of things.
That's why I'm here.
And speaking of females, we're recording this in Lindsay's apartment, and I haven't been in a place that's only girls live in a while. I really feel like I'm trespassing. I was in the bathroom and I was just I felt horrible about myself. So there are 3 loofahs in there.
Yeah, there are. We each have our own. Kids share loofahs. That's
and
vile.
I showered today and I don't know, not particularly disgusting, but I just felt like I was making the place gross just by being here.
Yeah, no, not many men come to this apartment. It's very, very, very pink, very clean.
Yeah.
But yeah, there has to be 3 loofahs, 3 other thing that girls have. Really, loofahs is the only one.
Yeah, well, everything's very colorful, and there's more than one dispenser of something at the sink.
Oh, soaps. There's 2 soaps.
That doesn't make any
2
sense. 2
soaps and a lotion. It's a 2 soaps and a lotion kind of. It's 3.5 men for women. 2 soaps and a lotion.
2 soaps and a lotion.
Yeah.
Huh. I have nothing against this sort of thing. It's kind of refreshing, actually. There's no miscellaneous grime on the floor.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah, there are cockroaches, though. They come up through the sink. So that's probably the only...
Yeah, you should see my place is just... I mean, the cockroaches have gone away, except for the one instance I've had in the past 2 weeks. I was just sitting on my couch, and I just heard this whap. And it was a cockroach falling out of my desk chair onto its back.
Oh, sad.
And it was loud because it was giant. And
is it like a turtle? Like how it couldn't get up?
Yeah.
Or a girl with a backpack who fell on the first day of high school? Or any number of those
yeah,
types
similar.
Of things?
Yeah, and I think it had... Because I raid my place all the time, and I think it was already dying.
Oh, raid with a capital R.
Yeah, right.
You don't, like...
I should break into my house.
Go through with a gun slung over your shoulder.
But it's just like... it's a horrible noise. And I just have flies, because I live in a basement and the door is just full of flies. So just, like, even when I rush in, just the, like, air coming in behind me just brings in a couple. Not big ones, really tiny ones, but... It's
They're
kind
worse
of
in a way.
It's kind of cool because I can grab them out of the air like Obama did that one time.
Or like any cartoon about mixed martial arts has.
Yeah, right.
Like, once you can do that, you're ready for whatever you couldn't do.
It makes me feel really cool, but it's been like 35 times by now, so I'm kind of over it.
It's become a bit mundane.
Yes. I like to look at the bottle as one of those graphs of like how much money you raised, but in reverse, and compare it to the time on the clock. It's a little misleading because of the narrowness of the top.
Yeah, I thought I was like a quarter of the way done, but
you're not.
It's because I haven't learned the theory of containment yet.
But we are more than a quarter of the way done with the podcast.
Okay.
Yes. Actually, no, we're not. We're just about a quarter. So keep it up.
Okay, so I'm going to sit here and contemplate that and not drink. Yeah, this is my chic apartment.
Yeah.
Chic as well.
Chic and chic.
Chic and chic. Yeah, but I pay about probably $600 less than like any other girl does because we have 3 girls living in 1 bedroom.
Yeah.
Which is like not as sanitary as the 3 loofahs would lead you to believe.
Well, it's more sanitary than 3 guys living in a tiny space.
Foul.
It just seems more sustainable.
Yeah, we could settle down this way introduce our husbands slowly if we kind of staggered marriage, which is seeming pretty likely.
Stagger children too.
Yeah.
One at a time.
One at a time.
One can be the too young parent. One gets to be the normal.
Mm-hmm.
Gets to be the creepily old parents. That's such a... Did you have a friend in high school that had just like way too old parents? Just really weird.
Yeah, I used to kind of hang out with a guy who, like, a guy came into his house once, and I thought it was his dad, and then he said it was his brother, and he was 39 years old.
Whoa.
And we were, like, juniors in high school.
Right.
So naturally, I was like, do you have the same mother and father? And he said, yeah. His brother's 39 years old.
Yeah.
Weird.
My grandparents, I mean, they had a lot of kids in between. They had 10 kids. But the oldest one...
10 kids?
Yeah.
Wow. God, ow.
I mean, they're like, I think 23 years apart between oldest and youngest, which is a really fast rate.
Yeah.
But the aggregate change in age between the 2 of them is about the same. And there weren't any twins, so it's just like lots of births.
A guy from my work, my new job, which I started probably 6 days ago, brought in his 5-week-old today, and I happened to be over there watching it when the CEO was also over there watching it, and she was holding it, and I had no intention of holding it because, like, of fear and just mainly it's like
Can you imagine dropping a baby?
Someone else's baby?
Any
That'd
baby
be worse than dropping your own.
That was my least favorite thing in the world is dropping a baby. Not that I've done it, but like the whole idea.
I can imagine. I don't have to do it. Because their necks are too small, in my opinion.
They're just like twigs.
I'm no expert, but yeah. And so the CEO like began the transition of like her arms to mine, and I couldn't reject it because
she didn't ask.
No, but we were both standing there, and it was like the natural progression of like handing the baby around, and it was sleeping.
Right.
So she just kind of like put its head on my shoulder, kind of, or like my my bicep, and like the rest of it followed, and I was like, whoa, it was terrible. And all I kept thinking is, I just started this job, and
it's like hazing.
Exactly, like, see if you can. She's challenging me.
Yeah.
She knows I'm 21. I don't know shit about.
Maternal.
Actually, it's kind of. I'm at the point where it's like a little plausible that I have a kid.
Yeah.
I could have a 6-year-old.
Didn't someone in South America just give birth at like 11 or something?
Yes.
Something crazy.
Yes. It's a good source for news, this podcast.
Save that for current events.
Yeah, really.
I know, I just saw that. I don't think that number's right.
No, there was an 11-year-old in Britain, and the girl was 16, but the dad was 11. Which is like, if you're... I know.
That's even more unlikely in my book.
11, it's like...
I don't remember. That whole era is kind of hazy because I was spending most of my time experimenting with this exact sort of thing.
Exactly.
So I don't know when it all started.
Pre-bar mitzvah age.
Yeah.
If you grew up in not in Judaism, but near Judaism.
My high school of 750 kids had, I think, 6 Jewish kids.
I went to 24 bar mitzvahs, just kind of one after the other, yeah.
My parents' friends from college, I went to their kids' bar mitzvahs, so I've been to a couple.
Yeah.
But I don't remember if I masturbated in the bathroom during any of those.
I mean, that's kind of what, as a 13-year-old girl, you figured was happening in the bathrooms. But you didn't know, because you didn't go in there, because you didn't drink.
Right.
So you just kind of stood by the French fry table or candy table.
That should be a thing. Not to like say what Jews should or shouldn't do, but
kind of too.
Yeah, you could really update the religion if you just only during bar mitzvahs let all the kids drink.
Yeah.
And as much as they want, pretty much. Because one binge drink, if it doesn't kill you, isn't going to hurt you, really.
Yeah.
And if it's violent, then they're not going to want to do it again.
Yeah, the first time I binge drank and got sick and got in enormous trouble was I was 15 and I threw up in my friend's mom's car and my parents were not even mad, they were baffled. They were absolutely baffled. Because it was just so not feasible.
Yeah.
They were very not believing of the situation.
Not our Lindsay, but not our Lindsay. No way.
Where the hell would she even... I was at a house they hadn't given me a ride to. They were just totally just blindsided by the whole thing.
Yeah.
And as a result, I really didn't get in that much trouble because I think they were just kind of this must have been an isolated incident because she's not that social. She's still pretty chunky. This isn't going to be her downward spiral. This is just one mishap. Yeah.
Well, that's thoughtful of them.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, I didn't really get in too much trouble.
Yeah.
Pretty fortunate.
I have never been in trouble for drinking because I didn't start till I was 18, till the summer before college.
Yeah, since that incident when I was 15, I really took a maybe 4-year hiatus from. Because I was actually very scared too. Because it was green apple vodka, and I took it was very cause and effect. I took maybe 6 shots, one after the other, in her parents' bathroom rather. And then almost immediately, it came back up, because where else would it go?
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you shouldn't be allowed to drink, on a societal level at all until you're older. But if it's this one time at a bar mitzvah, everyone gets hammered and does a bunch of shit they shouldn't. Because bar mitzvahs, I feel like they must be full of awkward kids not dancing with each other.
Actually, a fair amount of grinding happens at... I don't know if you're familiar with grinding.
I am.
It's usually groin to butt, and it's
it's
a growing phenomenon.
Weirdly, it's way too far to do as an adult at a bar dancing unless you're completely hammered because it's so pornographic.
It is I
wasn't introduced to it till the high school proms and homecomings. But as soon as I got to college and started drinking and started doing the whole parties and dancing and stuff like that, I look back on grinding sober at dances, and I was like, what?
Yeah.